Hey guys, Liquid Watt here. Gonna be trying another new game today called Highway Blossoms. It's kind of a visual novel kind of game, so it's a lot of reading and stuff, a lot of character interactions, things like that. I haven't played this one specifically before, but it looked interesting, so I wanted to give it a shot. I don't know how this is gonna work out video-wise, since it's like a reading game, but let's just go ahead and give it a shot. New game. Oh, achievement unlocked already. On the road again. Okay. Is that an RV going across the desert? Now, there are so many of these visual novel games out these days. I remember back in the days, back when the internet first started, it was a pain in the ass to get these kind of games. Because they were all in Japanese, and you would have to wait for, like, fan-made translations if you wanted to play them. And even then, they would rarely work properly. There'd be bugs, or a lot of typos, or the grammar wouldn't work. Sentence structure is way different in Japanese, so trying to change it to English can be problematic. But they're really fun. There's a lot of really heartfelt storylines that really tug at you, you know? But no, this one seems to have some cute characters. But yeah, nowadays these are so easy to find. There's dozens of them. Oh, the music ends. You can set the clicks to a stop. Okay. I've listened to it so many times I've even memorized the placement of the static from the song's original broadcasts. I'm worried the deck might eventually eat the tape, but it never happened to him, no matter how many times he played the damn thing, so I'm not scared. Who's him? It used to drive me crazy. Every day he played it over and over again. Sure, he would throw on something different after a few loops, but soon enough we'd switch back and the cycle would repeat itself. Sometimes I think he would do it just to mess with me. I would be in the back in bed, smothering one pillow over my head to block out the music. He would just turn it up louder, even during all-nighters. That was so like him. Even near the end, when we had to finally settle down, he was still pulling that kind of crap. I'd come home from school sometimes and the police would be at the door because the entire block had called in a noise complaint. He said it was because he was hard of hearing, but I know he did it just to get a rise out of the old grouches who lived nearby. I think that was his worst fear, ending up just another bitter sack of bones. So he did everything in his power to be the exact opposite right up until the end. Of course, that meant I would always deal with the fallout. I can't imagine what the neighbors thought seeing a little girl go door to door, apologizing because some old man decided it would be funny to put plastic flamingos all over their award-winning lawns. Oh, what a dick. I can't help but smile just a little, even if it does hurt. Like a dick move, Grandpa. I think it's a grandpa. I read a little bit of the description that said she inherited this thing, so I'm assuming it'd be from a grandfather or a dad or something. I take a sip of my coffee. Outside, a heat haze shimmers over the never-ending oceans of sand. So much desert. Even Roswell was just a rock, sand, and a few shacks. All alien-themed, of course. Didn't see any UFOs, though. Bummer. I'm not used to how dry everything is. Even the AC on high enough to rip off my eyebrows, I'm still all sweaty. Guess that's what happens when you laze around in snowy Colorado for a decade. In that regard, the desert is a nice change of scenery. I don't exactly hate it. New sights are nice, especially since his health didn't allow him to do a lot of traveling when I was a little girl. I could see myself getting used to this. I think I could do that too. Traveling's nice. I love driving. Well, maybe another 15 years when I have everything paid off. Yeah, no shit. Ah, damn it, Amber, snap out of it. Oh, okay, we got a name for our character. You can worry about that later. This isn't your trip, so stop being so selfish. I push the eject button. I take the tape out and look it over, probably for the 20th time today. Years worth of brown stain, the greasy fingerprints are smudged all over, making it feel grimy to the touch. But it still looks charming, though. There are more cassettes in the glove compartment, a mixture of mine and his. Mostly his. I should just play one of those and get it over with. My hand gravitates towards the latch. It would be okay, right? Well, I don't see why not. You're the only one there. No. I snatch my hand away from the latch and flip the tape over. Once again, I find myself staring. With a sigh, I stick it back into the deck. I reach towards the play button, taking another look to see if the road is still clear. Like it always... Oh, help. Okay. Isn't it? I slam on the brakes, the shriek piercing my ears. A glance at the rearview mirror shows the girl cringing next to an ancient-looking car, covering her ears as I screech down the road. Making a U-turn of dubious legality, damn yellow lines, I pull up in front of her car, killing the motorhome's engine. I hop out and shield my eyes from the blazing New Mexico sun, only now do I realize how precious the AC really is. Oh, she's a cutie. It doesn't take more than several steps before the girl comes bouncing up to me with a look of relief. Oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was starting to think no one would ever stop. With each word, she gets a little closer until we're finally within touching distance of each other, her smiling face now filling my entire field of vision. Her bright auburn hair is done to a girlish side tail, glistening beneath specks of sweat, taut out. Standing out in the heat has made her round, pale cheeks as sun-kissed red, but she still looks put together, like the desert would sooner melt her than do any real damage to her looks. I almost feel embarrassed to be in front of someone who dresses so cute, her frilly yellow top and skirt putting my red t-shirt and khakis to shame. It's all brought together by one thing though, her eyes. They're blue, vividly blue, deep and rich, complementing the traces of her misty perfume as she gets closer and closer. Yeah, it's a little close. Too close, too close, too close. I scramble back and cough, trying to hide any awkwardness. Yeah, that'd be me. No problem. What's she doing out here alone, driving through hell? Is she even alone? I peer off into the plains on the side of the road, half expecting a guy to pop up from his hiding place now that some idiot has fallen for their trap. That idiot being me, of course. But much to my surprise, no one does. Instead, the girl continues to stare at me, smiling as she patiently waits my response. Glance behind her, focusing on her car. So what's the issue? Your car break down? I think so, yeah. What do you mean you think so? It did or it didn't? I was driving and it just kind of stopped. Yeah. She lowers her head in shame, eyes fixated on her feet, kicking the dust around her. I'm not much of a car buff, but I can take a look at it. Her head pops back up and life returns to her eyes. Oh wow, could you? Yeah, can't promise that I can do anything, but I can at least check it out. That'd be great. Alright, first things first then. This thing looks even older than my motorhome. It was probably a nice car once upon a time, but with a dented grille, multiple scratches, and faded murky green color, it's hard to believe that such a cute girl was driving it. Excuse me. I slide into the fabric seat and start the ignition. I don't know too much about this stuff, how this stuff works, just enough to keep the motorhome from giving out, but I can't imagine it's too significant of an issue. Probably just a dead battery or what? There's no sound effects. No gas. What? A single car passes by, cooling us with a refreshing gust of wind sprinkled with dirt and sand. Is something wrong? Is this a joke? Oh no, did I break it? No, it's just out of gas. What? No way. Dad said I should have filled up before I left. Is she for real? Why is this girl in the middle of nowhere by herself? As if trying to force all the ideas into the center of her brain, the girl grabs her head and whines under her breath. Aw man, I didn't charge my phone either. What am I gonna do? I'd offer her mine, but I've never had a cell phone in my life. Get with the times, girl. Seems like you'd have to be pretty absent-minded to forget that, though. She whines once more and turns to me. Hey, this might seem a little weird. Oh no. But could you take me somewhere nearby so I can get some gas? And what do you know? She actually did it. How long do you say you've been stuck out here? I don't know, a few hours maybe? I've been trying to wave down everyone who drives by, but you were the first to stop. Hold on, everyone? Yep. The heat must have fried her brain. Does she have any idea how dangerous that is? That's probably not a good idea, you know. She cocks her head to the side and gives me a look of genuine curiosity, Like it wasn't obvious or something. Huh, why? Well, you know, a cute young girl alone in the middle of the desert is just asking for trouble. But you're a cute young girl alone in the middle of the desert. Look at the blush. What? Her comeback takes me off guard and I turn away a little, avoiding eye contact. Yeah, but that's different. Doesn't even deny it or anything, just, yeah, and? A smile returns to her face, the same bright one that showed when I first pulled over. I'm still avoiding eye contact, but she leans over to the direction I'm looking and continues to smile. So, do you think you can give me a ride? I don't know. Please, it shouldn't take very long. This girl looks like she didn't even listen to what I said. You're still better at me than some psycho. Well, I don't know you yet, you could be. Besides, it's not like a small detour will make me late or anything. I guess it's fine. I'm not in too big of a rush anyway. Yay! Look, Karen just hops across the screen. Before I'm even finished, she's springing off the ground, bouncing to the motorhome. Hey, wait. But it's already far too late, as she somehow made her way into the motorhome before its owner, even finding time to give me a small away from the passenger seat. I heave a heavy sigh, rubbing my temple as I climb back up into the driver's seat. The key still dangling in the ignition, I wrench it around and the motorhome roars to life, forcing a surprised squeak out of the girl. By the way, my name is Marina. Thank you so much for helping me out. Amber, don't mention it. Really. Careful not to hit her car, I back the RV up and turn it around, sending us in my original direction. I put on my sunglasses and reach for the play button on the cassette player, finally giving in to temptation, but Marina starts up again. Why aren't we going the other way? Wasn't there a station a little ways back? It was a bit more than a little ways back. I saw a sign a few miles ago that said there was a station not too far from here, so we're going there. Oh wow, I didn't even see that. You're really observant. No, you just don't pay attention, do you? Or you're really oblivious. Not really. Silence falls upon the motorhome, the roaring of the engine and the swishing of the wind from outside being the only sounds. I take that as my cue and reach for the cassette player once more, finally give... How do you even drive this thing? It's huge. Gosh, it won't shut up. Marna spreads her arms out like an eagle unfurling its wings, almost bopping me on the head in the process. I clear my throat and grab her arm out of the air, gently placing it on her lap. It's not that bad. You get used to it. She tilts her head to the side and gives me a light grunt as if to say, that's so, and we return to the silence of before. Again, I reach for the cassette plate. So what are you doing out here? Are you going camping? It seems like what you're doing is fun. I take a deep breath and hold it hold it on as long as possible before letting it out. A weird way to say it. Just traveling. What about you? Why are you out here? Oh well, it's kinda silly. She scratches her head and lets out an embarrassed laugh before staring at her feet, quieting down, and surprisingly enough, staying quiet. Well, looks like that worked. I reach for the cassette player one last time. I stop for a moment to look at the glove compartment, and then Marina, who looks lost in thought, before I finally pressing play. Alright guys, I think I'll cut it off right here. Save. Empty slot. Done. These things can tend to go on and on and on and like with no real break. So we just met another character. They're driving to a gas station. Apparently they made it there right now. So we'll pick up here if you guys like it. If not, hell, I'll read it on my own time. But if you guys want to see what happens and know the story and all that, leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know what you guys enjoy, and we'll play it together. Hope you all have a good one. Bye-bye.